Keep you safe. This is your warning, Rooney.
Hi, my name is Tris, and you're probably wondering what this video is about. Most likely, you have read the title, know what Escape Tonight is, questioned how in the world am I going to rewrite this, and where I got the idea from. I got the idea from someone who did a rewrite for one of my favorite games, Kingdom Hearts. You should definitely check the game out, it's totally worth it. Anyway, so that's where I got the idea from, and now I shall explain how am I going to do this rewrite. Now, this isn't like any other Escape Night theory or prediction video you've seen before. This is a video you'll have to watch to understand. How I'm doing this is by going in season order of episode 1 of season 1 to episode 10 of season 4 of Escape Tonight until season 5 comes out, whenever that is. Hopefully 2021 of next year, but we'll have to wait. Now, I will be adding and removing things I think are necessary, or should have happened in that certain episode. I won't be going over confessionals, only some I think are important. Also, I won't be focusing on the happy and funny parts of the show, mainly on important and serious parts of the show. Though there may be some depth changes for the guests and character development, I won't be changing or removing the cast as it has already been established. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the video and see what season 1 of Escape Tonight would have been if it was rewritten. So, starting off, we have Joey being attacked or chased by this person or creature with a mask on. Whatever it is really weird and creepy, and really one of the weirdest and creepiest scenes in Escape Tonight. But in this rewrite, it stays the same and really doesn't change. But remember it, as it may come up again in a future episode. So, with the opening complete, you see Joey writing the letter and inviting the 10 guests that appear in the season. After we are done reading, they show the scene of them driving off and arriving upon the house. This is where the first change begins though. As each guest enters the vehicle to arrive at the house, we will see a small conversation between the guest and the driver, whom we do not really know. We really don't know them at all. They finally arrive at the house and the guest introductions start. After all the guests have been introduced, as the original episode goes, the guests get to meet and greet each other while they wait for Joey to appear. Now, to be honest, it's always been one of my favorite scenes of every episode 1 season of Escape Tonight. I just like seeing the other YouTubers talk and interact with each other, and I just really love it because some of my favorite YouTubers get to talk and interact with my other favorite YouTubers. And it's just fun, and I really like it. Anyway, back to the rewrite. Joey will introduce himself and introduce the staff. As you probably know already, that staff he has tries to kill them in the end and along the way. Anyway, after he introduces himself, the second change would occur with the staff introducing themselves. But Shane will recognize their bad vibes and mouths off to them, while the others are distracted. I have my eyes on you. No one would see this except for the audience, which is us, obviously, and this is how tension is created between Shane and the staff. Joey tells them that dinner is almost ready and they should have some drinks and play some games while they wait, just as they did in the original. While they hang out and wait for dinner, Ava will receive a confessional saying, "I don't know if anyone else saw what Shane did to the staff, but that was kind of weird." They continue to hang around and drink as the original episode does. Shane finds Ava and asks if they can look around. Ava agrees. Shane asks Joey if he minds if they look around. Joey says no, he'd rather have them stay down there where everyone else is, and Shane suspects him of hiding something. And while that happens, dinner is ready, and Shane and Ava sneak upstairs as they do in the original episode, and that concludes the intro. As Shane and Ava make their way up, the others downstairs head for dinner. Sierra and Gozelle will question where Shane and Ava went, which makes everyone else question where they've gone as well. Joey figures they divided and went upstairs, which angers him and triggers his confessional that happens in the original episode.
Part of me feels a little disrespected, don't go ahead and go exploring, especially when I tell you not to.
Ava and Shane make their way up and they see Sarah dragging a body. The body is unknown, but we can't avert it's the man whose head appears as headless as a dish when Shane dies in the original show. Shane and Ava are frightened. Shane tells Ava to stay back and Sarah enters. Sarah attempts to lie to make them leave. Ava leaves, but Shane tells Sarah he knows what she's doing. That is Shane's first mistake. Sarah is surprised, and the next change happens. Arthur enters, and Shane is now trapped upstairs with Sarah and Arthur. Ava makes it back to the dinner table, and Matt questions Ava's whereabouts in Shane's absence. Ava makes up the original lie of she was pooping and says Shane may still be using the restroom as well. Shifting back to Shane, Arthur threatens him to not say a word to the group about what he heard and what he saw, or he will kill all of them. Shane agrees and enters the dining room with the others. That is the end of the Sarah and Arthur encounter. Joey sees and says sarcastically, "Oh, you decided to join us again. How wonderful." As he reunites with the group, it returns to the original plot, and the others question Shane and Ava. They give their excuses, and as the original episode played out, Arthur enters with Shane's poisoning note. Sarah brings in the Headless Man. Shane and Ava saw her dragging. Shane is poisoned and coughs up blood. Confessionals happen from the guests like in the original episode. Matt reads Shane's note and tells everyone Shane has been poisoned. Joey then reads it and tells the group that Shane only has 15 minutes to live and they need to hurry. After Sarah brings in the Headless Man, Ollie finds a note in his mouth and reads it. As the terrible friends they are, they just sit there clueless and continue to eat. I mean, I don't really blame them. Look at what Shane has really done in real life, but I guess he's a friend to them at this point and has really done that, so I guess they could save them. The guests find 3 antidotes to save Shane, but they are locked, so they have to find a way to unlock them to retrieve them. Here's where some changes occur though. Once again, if you don't know, it's Shane's death. So let's just say group 1 is Joey's group, group 2 is Tim's group, and group 3 is Lele's group. Group 1 retrieves an antidote for Shane pretty quickly as they do in Escape Night originally. Group 2 then hears that group 1 has their antidote. They feel the pressure, and let's assume Tim and Andrea do well under pressure. They figure out the riddle and retrieve the second antidote. As the third group tries to retrieve the third antidote, group 1 and group 2 discuss who might have poisoned Shane. They think it's Ava since she was the last one with him. Ava starts to panic and tells them that it isn't her, but a major change happens, and Ava pulls Joey aside and tells him that his staff is suspicious. Joey doesn't believe her right away, but he does say she may be right as he has seen them do weird and suspicious things before. It would then switch back to group 3, and for the sake of this video, and just because I've decided to make Lele not hate Matt Hag as much as she does in the original show, because that was just plain annoying a little bit. I still like Lele, but I feel like she just came for no reason. Anyway, this allows them to work together and retrieve the third antidote. Arthur tells them that they have 5 seconds left, and with the third antidote retrieved, Shane is saved and not poisoned. This concludes the poisoning. Since Shane did not die from poisoning in this rewrite, we will start seeing things we would not have been able to see before due to the death of Shane. But now that Shane is up, he eyes Arthur. Arthur bows to him. "You weren't supposed to live. You were supposed to die." Shane will get a professional saying, "Arthur poisoned me and wanted me dead. Joey, how are you not seeing this?" Shane will now tell them about a note he found in his pocket. He reads it. This note is basically telling them about to say the artifacts, evil in the house, and the voting process of death. I'm pretty sure you already know that. Anyway, they all freak out and decide that they should leave the house. As they leave the house, they see a car and Shane enters it first. He tells everyone to enter as well, but it explodes, with Shane inside, the explosion killing him and leaving the others stuck at the house with no escape. Everyone panics and screams as they just saw Shane blow up in the car, and they run back inside. As they go back inside, Arthur appears and tells Shane's body, "Like I said, you were supposed to die." And that concludes the video. So, that concludes the video of Escape the Night Season 1, Episode 1, Rewritten. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked, leave a like down below. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe and comment some things you would have had happen if you rewrote the show. And until next time, we shall wait until Episode 2 of Escape the Night Season 1 be rewritten.